Got Georgia here at Williams-Brice on Saturday, 3:39 kick on CBS. Certainly looking forward to that. Got great respect for Coach Smart and his staff and know most of those guys, and they do a fantastic job. They got a really good football team with a bunch of good players, a bunch of guys that played for a national championship last year, and that experience certainly is benefiting them moving forward. So we're looking forward to it. We got a good start today in practice. We need to finish the week in our preparation for a very good Georgia football team. I would go over their depth chart and all, but they didn't send us one, so I guess I can cover it if you guys ask me questions. Injury report, K.C. Crosby's good to go. He practiced today. DJ Warnham did not practice today, but I expect him to practice tomorrow. Chavis Dawkins is probably questionable, but I would say more doubtful. And Mon Denson will play. So that's it, and I'll open up for any questions.
Well, you said this offseason that you grew up watching, SEC football games on Jefferson Pilot, then you'd watch the game of the week. Does this seem like one of those games to you, trying to take yourself out of it? And what is your earliest memory of the Carolina-Georgia game? The second part of that question.
I would have a hard time going back. Most of the games were at night, and South Carolina wasn't in the SEC at that time. I remember James Jackson laying the ball on the ground at Williams-Brice Stadium. All right, and Georgia ended up winning the game. I think it was James. I can't remember exactly. But most of those games were at night. I think I attended a couple of the games at Sanford Stadium. But yeah, it's been obviously a great rivalry through the years, and I expect another outstanding game on Saturday.
Georgia won their game pretty handily Saturday too. How much can you learn about a team rewatching film from a game where they win by 45 points?
Well, just different guys in different spots. I mean, I think that we all know each other pretty well from a coordinator standpoint, from a play caller standpoint. Well, there'll be some new wrinkles and some different things they've worked in the offseason, sure, that we'll have as well. So, again, I think that knowing kind of their structure and our structure and how we do things, this game has been game planned for this summer. So we're just kind of brushing up the game plan this week, and I'm sure they're doing the same.
Out of that, what can you guys take away after playing Coastal, going up against now a very good team, one of the best probably in the country?
Well, I mean, again, I think, first of all, with young players having the opportunity to play in front of 80,000 people, I mean, that's the first big-time exposure for a lot of those young men that they'll have. So that's exciting for them. But, again, I think, just gelling together, making communication. I mean, those are things I look for. We didn't have a lot of issues, especially on the offensive side of the ball, with communication. We're very efficient. We're very effective in the things we do with new coordinator, new play caller, some new moving parts. And I thought, in all three phases we functioned pretty well.
Coach, you guys are taking the week-by-week mentality, but in the past, I know games like Kentucky you've talked about haven't been able to beat a team in a while. Do you bring that up at all with Georgia? I know it's been a while since you guys have beat them.
No, I mean, I think every year is different, and this year's Georgia team and this year's South Carolina team are different from a year ago. And I don't know that game last year or 2 years ago or 5 years ago will have anything to bearing on what happens this Saturday afternoon. So it's about this 2018 football season and our football team that's representing the University of South Carolina today.
Stand back, Mike.
Well, last year the Georgia-Carolina game was pretty late in the season, so you didn't have guys like Bryson and Debo. I'm wondering, just what sort of advantages playing them in week 2 instead of week 7 or 8 can bring to this football team.
No, I'm sure they had guys banged up too. At the end of the day, it is what it is. We're playing them week 2. We're looking forward to it, and I'm sure they're looking forward to it as well. This is going to be a physical game, and you don't need to get in this game and start flinching. That's exactly what it says. Don't flinch. This is going to be a physical, tough game, just like it was last year, and just like it's going to be every year.